I just reach out and security just swarms after me.
Oh my God.
Right? In game, I fell asleep.
Whoa.
No one knew I played basketball for my first like 400, 5,000 subs.
Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, FaZe Swagg, here with my co-host, Matt. And ladies and gentlemen, I think arguably we have the tallest YouTuber of all time on the pod and an absolute legend in the game, my boy, Kristopher London.
I don't know about
man.
all time, but you know, top five.
Top five, man. Good to have you, bro.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure. Good seeing you guys as always. How are you guys doing, man?
Dude, that's good. Okay.
No one's really asked us how we're doing.
It's always how are you, but never how are we.
Yeah, you know, I got to know too, because it's been a minute since we chopped it up.
True.
And it's I actually love yapping, so I'm gonna yap today.
Of course.
You know, let yapping with the boys.
This is what we do. We just yap on here.
Let's go, man. Well, what are we starting with? You know, let's start with how you're doing first. Like, what you've been up to? What's new?
I mean, I'm doing great. Recently started my own collectible toy brand. It's called the Matcrackz Toys.
I've seen those. Those are fire.
Oh, thank you, bro.
I would love
appreciate it.
one.
Of course, I got you.
You know, I
There's
know they're
none in
limited.
stock right now.
I know they're limited.
When they're in stock, I got you. I got you
cool,
for sure.
cool.
So I've been working on that on the side, but besides, everything's great. How are you, Chris?
I mean, I'm kind of just like surviving until Verdansk comes back. So I'm like, so if you
Verdansk?
it's been coming back.
Yeah,
April 3rd.
explain to him the lore.
Wait, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm like, I don't game, bro.
I'll bring you up
Like-
to it.
Yeah.
So you know when Warzone 1 came out?
Okay, yeah.
Verdansk the map.
Oh, the OG, like
The
OG,
OG
map.
OG
Okay,
map.
yes, that's the Warzone I played.
Yep.
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the very first one.
So they're bringing that back April 3rd.
That's my birthday.
Yeah.
Yo, I might have to
Your
come
birthday
back and
gift.
play, bro.
Birthday stream on Verdansk?
Yo, hit me up, bro. And, you know, actually, I am not gaming on my birthday. I'll be honest,
Maybe
I'm
after,
not
maybe
Call
the
of
day after.
Duty,
I
man.
get it, man.
Nah.
But other than that, I'm kind of just chilling, literally just chilling to them. How are you, bro?
Dude, I'm great, man. I'm just on this new journey, fatherhood.
Ooh,
Got a
love it.
baby boy on the way, so
Wow.
I'm
When is he
excited for
expected?
that. And, you know, just kind of going through, trying to experience new things with my daughter. She just turned 2.
Congrats, man.
Wife,
That's awesome.
you know, she's been holding it down. She's pregnant as shit.
When is it expected to arrive?
May 9th. But, you
soon.
know, yeah, it's very soon. But I think he's going to come before. I mean, my daughter came like 2.5 weeks early, I believe, give or take. But actually, I know the due date was my wife's birthday, which is March 4th. And then she came on Valentine's Day. So one of y'all do the math on that.
Okay.
But
Okay, yeah.
that's how early she was. And it's crazy. Like, I just remembered the Super Bowl was on, fucking waiting in the room.
Oh
and then
my God.
She just came out on Valentine's Day. So she's a Valentine's Day baby. And
Wow.
her initials are XO,
Okay.
which is kind of
What?
crazy.
That's actually kind of tough.
That's
It's
cool.
actually kind of
That's
tough.
really cool.
And we picked her name like a year before, and her being born on Valentine's.
Wait, that's actually crazy.
Like, that's my baby. Man, you know?
How was it becoming a father? Just that feeling, that initial when you first saw your baby.
Like, when she was born, I feel like, I don't know if any dads out there can relate, but I feel like a lot of things for me mentally just shifted immediately. Like, a lot of just emotions just poured out of me. You know, for example, like, I'll be watching Disney movies now, bro, and I be crying, dude. I've never cried from a Disney movie. I swear to God.
And you
But
think that's from becoming a parent?
I think so. Like, I'm more, but I'm also been more in tune with just my emotions as a man in general. Just like I go to therapy, you know,
That's awesome.
bi-weekly. I try to go weekly, but I just, you know, but I at least try to go twice a month, and just like, you know, just talk, man, because there's certain things that I think as just a human you got to tap into just to understand yourself. And it's been important, especially as a content creator. I realized too that, you know, we're always on go mode, and we kind of forget to like reflect a little bit, like what
That's so
you
true.
just did. And, you know, I caught eye of that pretty quickly. I've been, you know, doing that for like last 3-4 years now. But it's good to just always just train your mind, make sure you're good. And then that way, because like, if you're not good, it's hard to like have your household good.
100%,
You know, now
yeah.
that I'm a father too, it's important for me to like have that foundation within myself strong and steady mentally. So that way I'm there for my wife, my daughter. And I think that's the thing that shifted for me completely, is just like, that's what I prioritize now.
Over like doing like when you were just
Yeah,
by you
dude, like,
content and stuff like that. Now it's all
because
just
I've been doing
family.
it for 12 years now, so 13 even.
Damn.
And so like, you know, what I used to do, like, you know, let's say like 6 years ago. Wake up, think of videos, daily videos. Like, it's just go, go, go.
Yep.
Traveling every week. Like, dude, it was just like, sometimes it's like a blur to me just because of how fast we were moving and like what all happened. And the only way I can kind of like remember it is like watching it.
Watching the videos, yeah.
You know? And that's why I like go to therapy too, because like that was one of the things I like kind of struggled with, was processing things that like great things. It's like my life is just so great and I'm so blessed, and it's like I never really felt blessed in a sense because I never took the time to like acknowledge
be grateful
it.
or like
just
understand,
acknowledge
like,
it, you know?
Wow,
And you know, I think that comes with like faith too and everything. I'm not like the most religious person, but you know, the man above is I'm always grateful for him
100%.
and like what he provides for me. And I just have to remind myself and just humble myself to just acknowledge that as well.
Amen.
You know, but I don't want to go too deep there.
No, you're good. You're good. I was going to ask you, also being a parent, I don't know if you saw the clip of LeBron pressing Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
And I want to ask your guys' opinion, especially for you as a father, you know,
He's the father.
like was LeBron on the right, or was, you know what I mean? Like what
I was
do you
thinking
think?
about this today, actually. I always think about LeBron.
Yeah.
It's true. Yes, I'm a LeBron Glazer. Anyways, dude, I've noticed like, and you guys, let me know what you think. I feel like LeBron's been a lot more grumpy and emotional lately. Like,
might be the
in
age.
the sense, like ever since Bronny got drafted, he's been like more outgoing towards like being spiteful to the media and all these things that he was never.
He never used to say
never
things
said
like
anything
that.
or reacted to things, and it's just
like the face the NBA comment. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he never
like,
really cared about that.
Never, just always just kept to himself or had others speak for him. And I feel like because now everyone's coming at his son, he's kind of like, which I understand. It's like, bro, that's your son, right? And it's like, it's not even. I mean, it is about basketball, but it's a tough subject because it's all subjective at the end of the day.
100%.
Like, I do think
100%.
a lot of it stems from him just being emotional and caring and defensive over his son.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, who wouldn't be, right? It's like LeVar Ball, bro. It's like, remember back in the day when he was just on every ESPN thing, just defending his sons, talking crazy, and then now we look back and it's like, dude, father,
3 for
like,
3, 3
you
for
know,
3, bro.
3 for 3, right? But I think the thing with the Stephen A. Smith, I don't know. I think LeBron also does things impulsively. I don't think he's not as like sitting down, thinking, calculating as he once was.
Especially when it's coming to your son, it doesn't come from like a calculated place. It comes from like a very emotional.
Yeah, it's like you see him, it's like, okay, it's on site. Like, you know, it was on site, but I don't know. There has to be a deeper thing that we just don't really know between him and Stephen A. And then Stephen A. coming on like, oh, I didn't want to have to say this, but I feel
it went
like
viral, so I feel like I gotta say something.
Like you're doing content, man. Like you're fucking clip farming, bro.
Yes, for the views.
Like you saw the clip, you didn't have to say it, bro. It's like, but at the end of the day, I like Stephen A. You know, as crazy as he is, as much as he's hates on LeBron.
Yep.
He's entertaining.
Like, it's his opinion, all right? And like I respect everybody's opinion. I think if you like Michael Jordan, you like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
If I like LeBron James, I like LeBron James. I could argue why LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. You could make a fair argument why you think. It's all a subjective thing, and I think that's the beauty of sport, right? Because we can sit here, talk about what we like and what we don't like, but at the end of the day, once you start clashing emotions and not liking this person as a person because he likes Michael, like that's where I'm like, okay, it's a little.
Where it gets too personal.
Yeah, it's like, and I think that's the line that I don't know where LeBron is exactly with Stephen A. Like, do I think LeBron kind of went a little overboard with his emotions? Yeah, he took an L there for me. Like, and that's my king. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, enough glazing of me.
No, I get it. I mean, it was one of those things where I saw like it comes from a place of him, you know, Bronny's his son, and he just consistently is just seeing over and over again. They're just bashing him.
And we know LeBron's active on socials, bro.
He is, for sure.
I think what gets me about LeBron when I see him post is like his font that he uses, bro. And that's how I know he is the one posting, bro. Because it makes my blood boil with like this cringy ass like font, like kid font that he like just over like makes it super big and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, it's not tough. Like, you know, like it's like not aesthetically pleasing, bro. It's just like, oh yeah, look at like, you know, look at
like
me.
a filter on and stuff.
I know what you mean.
He's funny, bro.
And I've actually met LeBron a couple of times, yeah?
Yeah, dude. So crazy story of like how I first like had a genuine like meeting with him is like, I went to a Netflix premiere, Adam Sandler's movie Hustle, right? And this is, I'm not even trying to like get emotional here, but basically that day, and this is why it's so special to me, is my grandfather just passed away, right? And I didn't want to leave the house, like at all. Like I was fucking hurt, you know what I'm saying? And you know, my wife just kind of like uplifted me, saying like, hey, let's just like go to this premiere, like it should be fun, like let's just get our minds off of it and everything.
Just get out the house.
And I was like, nah, I'm good. I can't. And she just did everything in her power to just like get me up, and like she just made me feel better, whatever. So I got dressed, whatever. We get there, and I was late already because I wasn't gonna go. And I was also a little scared too because, you know, anxiety was creeping. I didn't want to like break down in front of everybody. Like it's a red carpet event, like so it was a big premiere, bigger than I actually thought
it was gonna be.
Dude, I pull up and I'm seeing, I saw Adam Sandler, I seen Queen Latifah, like it's just star-studded. I'm like, oh shit, this is like legit
premiere. Yeah.
So I saw some NBA guys there too. And I go through the back. I'm like, I'm not going on the red carpet, bro. Like I'm gonna just sneak in, bro. I sneak. There's people everywhere. Like it was like a public event that they kind of like gated off. So my anxiety is through the roof, whatever. And since I was late, there was like no seats, right? The only seat that was available was like in the fucking middle, which I fucking hate sitting in theaters.
You got to cut through everybody.
So
like
I'm cutting through the shit already like started, whatever. And like midway through the movie, great movie by the way. Shout out to Adam Sandler. Midway through the movie, like I'm freaking out, bro. Like I'm just like, dude, I gotta like go wash my face or something. I feel like I'm gonna like break down, whatever. And I'm telling my wife like, should I like, get up and go? And she's like, oh, can you finish the movie, whatever?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Because I just told her I need to go to the bathroom, whatever. And I was trying to, you know, stay strong, whatever. And then the movie ends. As soon as the credits go, I'm like, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like I just dart to the bathroom. And the only, like, I go out and dude, it's a mob outside. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Like I'm over here about to cry my eyes out, whatever. I'm trying to find a bathroom. And then I see like a handicap bathroom. That's the only one that's there. It's just like, there's a door there. So like, I just reach out and security just swarms after me, like grabs me.
Oh my God.
Right? And I'm like, whoa. I know I'm not handicapped. Damn, like I'm just trying to like, I know, bro. Like, but can I just go to the bathroom? And as I'm like turning, LeBron is just like right there.
Like he came out of the bathroom.
No, he's just on his phone, just like chilling there. And I think they were like, I didn't even see him, dude, because I had tunnel vision just going to the bathroom. To the bathroom. And then everybody's like coming out of the movie and they see him like security like holding on to me, whatever. And then I look up at like LeBron, and LeBron just like, he sees me and he like puts his hand up, and then the security they put their hand up. He's like, oh, he's cool. And then I'm like, I look at my wife comes out and I'm looking at her. It's like, should I get the pic? Like, what do I fucking, like, dude, it seemed like time just kind of like slowed down.
Dude.
And then he was like, yeah, man, let's take a picture or whatever. So then that's when I like took a pic.
That's so far.
Said what's up. God. And then after that, then he had like the little turtle shell of security around him. Like everybody's going crazy trying to like meet him and stuff. And like, that's just what I remember. And I was like, holy shit, I just got the best picture.
That's
ever.
awesome.
And like he let it happen too. So like, I felt like that was respectable. And
Facts.
like,
100%.
I will always just remember that moment. And like, there's nothing that for me is like a sports figure could like top. Honestly.
Yeah.
Just for that day too, you know, because like I was gonna stay home, you know what I mean, and it's just like
turned out you got to pick with LeBron.
Yeah, dude, and like a coat, like a little like hand up, like hey, he's good, guys. Like,
he's good.
Let him good. Like,
you think he recognized you or anything like that, or was it just?
I don't know. Like I always like feel like maybe just because, you know, Bronny's tapped in, whatever. And I've been doing this shit for so long, maybe, I don't know, but.
Maybe your video was on like the TV in the living room one time.
I mean, I was probably in the frame, you know, with a 2-eye video or some shit. But like, nah. And I met him after that, a few years after that too, at the recently actually. Was it Indiana? Where was that?
All-Star?
Yeah, All-Star in Indiana. They were doing the team photos, and then got a picture there too. So, which he was cool with doing. So
was Cash jealous when you got the pic with the?
Nah, Cash got his dap up. Cash got his dap up.
Yeah, I don't. Yo,
so the thing with Cash is like he
just
just never like. Okay, the thing about getting pictures with NBA guys, especially like LeBron, you just got to be at the right place at the right time.
100%.
This dude Cash just isn't around. Like we always try to say like, hey, you got to be here. This is where we're gonna be. And a lot of times too, it's, you know, the NBA is kind of like me and Jesse have kind of built this relationship with the NBA for so long. So like. We were the first guys to kind of go in the NBA media. So like a lot of things that we're like just there kind of chilling, it's hard to get your boy back in. Like we've tried and everything. And it's like, but then there's also like schedule conflicts with like me and Cash and Jesse. So it's like nowadays it's even harder, you know what I'm saying? But I think one time, like the very first, when we got the dap up, the iconic like laptop smash,
yeah.
Cash was like, he could have been there, but like there was it's a long story that I'll let him share of like how, like why he wasn't there. But yeah, it's all for the memes.
He was tweaking until he took his hand out, bro. And Cash was just freaking out.
Yo, that was a solid dap too.
It was.
Like that was like.
Count that?
I mean, as meeting LeBron, yeah.
Yeah, no, dude,
Did LeBron even look at him?
No, he did. He did. No, it was a solid dab, bro.
LeBron just like stuck it out.
That was a solid dab. Like, yo, he knows Cash. He respects Cash. I feel like, because I feel like you can always tell from the, like that was better than a fist in my opinion. Pause.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think that was a great moment for Cash. I think now it's like can't really. I think we're at a point where it's like when we take pictures with LeBron or in the same room, we don't care. Like,
yeah.
What do you think's more rare, to have a picture with LeBron or a picture with Michael Jordan?
Oh,
Michael
MJ
Jordan,
for sure. MJ's not even.
Yeah, he
like,
don't even go anywhere.
Like he's just like. I was thinking about this too. It's like, dude, he's never at an all-star event. Like I think the only thing he's shown up was that NBA 75.
To NBA 75. That's the only thing we ever saw him really, besides like the Charlotte games, because he was. Is he still the owner?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But when he was the owner, you would see him at those games.
Yeah.
But other than that, he doesn't pop out at any event.
He goes to Hall of Fame events.
Okay.
So I think that's the only thing he like pops out to. But I mean, I think LeBron's gonna be the same way.
Like when he retires?
Yeah.
You won't hear of him much.
I mean, dude, you've seen it. You're seeing it now in the All-Star. He didn't even pull up to the last minute of before the game, the tip-off. And then there's this whole thing. Did he do that on purpose? Like, why didn't he say he was hurt? Like all this shit. So it's like, it's kind of looking like LeBron's gonna be like, once he's said and done, like he is out. Like you won't see him out ever.
I don't think you'll see him at any NBA thing. Like, but I think he'll just be in. Like I think he.
You know who I blame though for that is the media. I think the media doesn't help with that shit.
I feel that, but Bronny's gonna be in the NBA, so I feel like LeBron's still gonna be around.
Not an all-star.
Not an all-star. No.
I feel like NBA guys, like unless they're selected, they're not there.
Yeah,
like that's their weeks off, and then if you're retired, like, brother, that's the greatest player ever. Like, what does he need to be?
100%.
Unless Bronny is on the team, like, there's no shot.
Then he won't. Yeah.
There's no shot.
So we spoke about a little bit before the pod, but you have a really cool like comeback story. Obviously, we hear you now associated with the NBA and stuff, but I wanted to talk a little bit about just the journey that you went through as far as you almost like going pro, or at least on the route to going pro, and then lead that to kind of how you got introduced to YouTube.
Yeah, man. I think the shortest way to put it and simplest was just like I dealt with a lot of injuries growing up. Started in my like sophomore year of high school was when I got my first like major injury, which was like I ruptured my patella tendon, fractured my tibia in a game. And that put me out for like 6 to 8 months. Because it was so bad. And I actually came back early because I was trying to get back on the floor. I wanted to play varsity high school and everything. And since then, I just like injury after it was every year. I mean, then I was in a bad car accident that gave me like a concussion that next summer. So all the D1 offers I had, they were gone.
Who were the colleges that you had?
I had Stephen F. Austin, Sam Houston State, Samford. It's all out of mid-major D1 school.
Yeah.
And then Oral Roberts, which where my dad went to, that was a top pick. Wichita State, they were going to offer me, but I had to go to a prep school. And
What do you mean by that?
so, because, all right, the recruiting process is completely different. So if you're a youngin', you probably, like, I don't even know what it is like now, but basically, like, you would go to a prep school and you could sign a letter of intent, but it's like, if I'm going to a prep school, I could go to any school in the country at that point. Like, if I have that much time to develop, because what I wanted was a redshirt year, and so I get a free year of school, and then my eligibility doesn't start till I actually play. So the only school that was going to offer me that after my injury, my concussion, a car accident, was Oral Roberts. And it's just because, like, you know, my dad played with the coaches, so they were like aware of me at a young age, like they entrusted me and shit. So long story short, I go there, and then I redshirt, and I failed my physical. And it was due to some injury I never even knew I had. I had an irregular heart rhythm.
What?
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
So, and I didn't know what it was. So I was probably dealing with this in high school, not knowing, whatever.
Wow.
That's scary though.
Yeah, because like
Hank Gathers. You ever heard it? Did you see that? Have you ever seen that video of Hank Gathers?
Nah.
He had like a heart problem. He was like 20 years old, bro. He was in college, dunked the ball. I just watched on TikTok literally 2 days ago. Dunked the ball, just started running and just collapsed and died.
No, dude.
Died?
So
Died.
So what happened was I failed, and like irregular heart rhythms really just like, okay, we got to just make sure this isn't anything serious. So like I was doing all these procedures and nothing really came up bad, but nothing also came up good. It was like that in between. So I kept having to do all these tests, 24-hour EKG shit, all this stuff. And I kind of got cleared and passed the physical. And then I went to practice and I like passed out, like I collapsed.
Bro, it's so scary. It's so scary.
And then when I collapsed, I like hit my head. So when I hit my head, I got a bad concussion again.
Jesus.
And so I'm out at Oral Roberts, and you know, I'm recovering, whatever. And I come back, I'm like super motivated, you know what I mean? And I ended up playing like, I feel like even to this day, that was like the best basketball I was playing like ever. I mean, I'm cooking the starters, you know what I'm saying? Dude, I was playing so well that they wanted me to come off my red shirt, right?
Wow.
Which means like, red shirt, you don't travel, you can't like, and the eligibility was a lot more strict. So the moment I touched the floor,
it's over.
I lose that entire year.
Yeah.
So we're, you know, competing to get into the March Madness tournament, and we're actually playing really well. You know, we're winning, top in our conference, and the only way a mid-major like us could go is if we win our conference.
You have to win your conference.
Yeah,
so
tough. So they were like, hey, like, we want you to like come play in the conference tournament.
Just like suit up and go play. No, that's crazy.
So, but
nah,
the only reason,
the fire, bro. That's crazy.
But the only reason is because like our team was getting hurt. Like our starters were getting hurt, dropping like flies. And I just remember like, all right, like I'll think about it, whatever. And I'm talking to my dad, parents, like, and like I'm like, but it's like I'm thinking like, bro, I'm only gonna play like 3 games max. Like even if we make it, like it's the conference, and then. Let's be real. Like we gonna get bounced.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta look out for yourself at that point.
Like
I mean,
it's free. It's free school, and I get another 4 years free school. So like that's another thing I'm kind of putting at risk.
Yeah, I agree.
And then just like my development too. You know what I mean? I don't want to like everything I grinded for. Like that I'm preparing for the next year. Like
100%.
I want to start my freshman, my
100%.
true freshman, like sophomore or redshirt.
You don't want to
freshman.
burn a year for 3 games, you know?
So long story short. I get to travel with the team, which you're not even supposed to do, but because we got an exemption because our team was so hurt or whatever. And dude, I had like a crazy practice, like
just balling.
Like, dude, it ended because I dunked on one of the team. Like, bro, I hate when I say shit like this because then this may come up as a clip somewhere, like whatever. But I don't care. It's fucking 12 years.
Yeah.
But basically, like the coach came up
Who'd
to
you
me.
Who'd you dunk on?
Dude, just a starter.
Okay,
I'll just put
okay.
it at that. And he knows, like, but he got me back pretty bad. Like, yeah, he got me back. Not that day or that week, but he eventually got me
back.
And the head coach comes up to me and is like, "You're gonna be an All-American." So from that moment, I was like, okay, I'm definitely not playing. Because like, if you're telling me this, like, what sense would it make for me to like suit up?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
And play. And, you know, obviously, like, I kept that to myself. And, you know, I put this, but it's only if you touch the court, then you lose your eligibility. So I'm just sitting on the bench, like, you know.
Don't put me in.
And the coach knew, too. I told him, I'm not trying to play today. And we ended up losing, became a bubble team, go to NIT. No one cares about the NIT, so we just lose there. But had a great season. I still got a ring for being, like, winning the conference, like, regular season, but we choked the tournament, which was cool. But then come the next season, come that summer, they brought me in and was like, "Hey, Chris, like, we want to bring you back, but your coach that recruited you, he's leaving. You have to do this heart procedure where I have to wear like a pacemaker or something for 8 months before I can play."
Fucking way,
Bro.
And I was like, no, like I'm good. Like I'm good to play. Like I can play. I don't need to. But the reason why they were so, you know, antsy about it was because someone at TU, this was a long time ago, so don't quote me on this, but they either like pass away or like something major happened where they collapsed from a similar thing that I was dealing with.
Yeah.
So they don't want to take any, you know, risk or whatever. And, you know, again, I know my body. I knew what was going on with me or how I felt, and I felt good. Like I was ready to play. Plus it's Oral Roberts, bro. Like it's a private Christian school, bro. Like no co-ed dorms. I want to live the college life. Like, and then basketball is all I have at that school. If I can't play ball, like, what am I doing? So I said, "Hey, listen, I want to leave." And they were like, "All right, well, you know, respect you. Everything will give you a full release," which means like I can transfer to any school and not have to sit out a year. Because back then, if you transferred, you had to sit out. Transfer portal, I must say, like college nowadays is crazy. Like it's insane. Like now they got NIL, everything.
100%.
Like sometimes I say like, dude, I was born way too early. Like I'm like, yo, if I was like, yo, mom, if you guys would have thought about it in like 10 years and like, you know,
No, they're making money now.
I think, so then I went to England. That's when I moved back to England. I played overseas. My dad had connections with the BBL. I signed with the team there, but the moment I took $1 from them, I would lose my eligibility.
Lose your eligibility.
So then
NCAA,
I just had them pay for my school, the university there, and I was playing with like the university team, and like they kind of had like it's different overseas. It's like they have a pro team, and then it's like the school team too, and you like practice together, and then you can get called up to play and all this shit. So that's what I was doing, but I got hurt. Tore a ligament in my foot.
Ugh.
And then at that point, I was like, okay, bro, like, you know, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, what do I want to do? Is this what I really want to do? And that's the type of conversation I was having with myself. And that's where I found like YouTube. I was like, I just want to get away, like not even think about basketball. Like, what do I like doing? And it was just like making YouTube videos, like making little funny skits. And that's what I did. Starting out, I was just making like little, this guy be like, or tall guys be like,
like OG YouTube,
reacting to like
OG joints,
celebrity drama, shit like that. So I did that for like a couple years, grew my channel. I even got like my first 100K plaque from just straight skits.
Wow.
That's fire.
You know, I met a lot of people, bro. Like so many people in the space, like the side, like KSI, like I met them early on, and just from going to like VidCons and stuff. And then that's when I started getting tapped into gaming. I met a fellow like gaming YouTuber. I don't know if you guys know Expert Thief. He's like a GTA.
No.
I've heard that name before. I've seen it before.
So he's a OG. Like he started. That's somebody I looked up to in the space, and he kind of took me in, and I always appreciate him for this. Is like just a nice guy. His name's Kevin LaShawn, and he kind of just showed me the ropes with YouTube. Like I would always go to VidCon every summer to like take notes, and I would talk to the big creators like Timothy DeLaGhetto. That's a guy I looked up to. You know, Travi Williams, shout out to him. You know, he helped me along the way too with like the skits and everything. And even like Jesse from Prank vs. Prank, he got me into this party like at VidCon, like the Maker Studios party. And that's where I met like Kasim G, PewDiePie, fucking Smosh, bro. Like I'm telling you, like the legends, bro.
OGs,
and I was able to like pick their brain and everything, and just like I didn't take that for granted. So when I went back home, like I was grinding, bro. And then I started gaming with like GTA a little bit, and I got tired of that, and I just had to reinvent myself after like I think I had a job at that time too. So I was working like retail in a suit and tie store. And once my gaming channel started to like pick up, I quit like the next day. And I was going full throttle, but I didn't want to play GTA. So I was like, I'm gonna just play 2K because I play 2K all the time.
Yeah.
Then I saw like a niche there too with like guys that I was watching. I was watching Cash, Jesse, all those guys. So that's when I dropped the diss track.
Okay.
Calling out everybody in the community, start some noise, you know, and then from that point, that's when everybody like it kind of built some traction, and then that wagers was like a big thing back then. My team, and I loved my team at the time, where you didn't have to spend thousands of dollars to like actually play the game.
Yeah.
And that's how like me, Jesse, and Cash met, and then like from that point, you know, long story short, here we are in 2IB, everything like, and we're still like. Cash got 2 kids now. I got a kid. Like, it's just crazy, bro. And that was what, fucking 9 years ago?
That's insane.
Like,
it really is.
8 years ago.
Time genuinely flies.
Dude, and the internet makes it go so much faster. So that's why I just pride myself into just slowing. Like, I slow down now, bro. Like, I'm not trying to, as much as I should, I don't really like upload or do too much anymore, just because like I just need some more time for me, you know?
Yeah.
But no, it's been beautiful, bro. Like the process of everything. I think now I'm just focusing on doing that, you know, reinventing and everything, and just parenthood. You know, maybe I thought about doing a vlog channel and stuff, like a family vlog.
Channel, start the family channel.
But it's tough, bro. Like, believe it or not, like I like to be reserved in my personal life a little bit. So I'm trying to still figure out that balance of how much I want to share and what I don't want to share.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the beauty of it. It's like finding that balance, you know, and you know, gaming, dude. It's crazy how like I'll legit try to play games, bro, and I like once that like 30-minute mark hits, I'm like, dude, I'm zapped.
Bro, I stream 7-8 hours a day.
Dude, I'm zapped, bro. I tried to play Marvel Rivals the other day. I'm like, yo, nah, I'm trash, bro. I can't. And if I'm trash, like I'm not into it. Like it's just like, yo, even like what's crazy is like as a 2K YouTuber and shit, playing Play Now is the most old head shit you could do, and like that's what I be doing.
That's what you be doing.
Like I don't play my career, like none of that, bro. Like anything I gotta pay money, bro. I can't do it, man. If I'm gonna do that, I'm putting it on a parlay, bro. Like, fuck my team card.
I feel you. I liked how you were talking about just the recruiting process in general. I wanted to tell a story when I knew like basketball was just not my lane.
Yeah.
Like I was playing AAU, like I was like 16, we were in Vegas. And, you know, I thought I was like, yeah, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like when you're coming up, like there's a lot of basketball players out there who can relate. Like, yo, the NBA is my dream. It's my goal. It's what I want to get to, you know? Yeah. But then there's a moment in your life where a realization hits you go.
You play someone that's like literally recruited or some shit and you're like, you know what?
You know what? This shit's not for me.
Yeah, man. I don't know. That matchup was kind of crazy.
And it literally, I remember the exact moment where I knew, I was like, I got to start switching. So I got to figure some other shit out. I was 16 and we were in Vegas and we were playing against this one team from I think they were from Oakland. And I remember we were playing, getting warmed up. I'm like, damn, they're kind of big. I'm like, damn, bro. They got a couple of 6'9" guys. And I can't remember the guard's name, but he went to USC and then he played on Minnesota Timberwolves. I'll have to have the clip or something. But he was a 6'1" guard. Dude was going to kill me.
At 16?
Jordan McLaughlin. I found it.
Oh, okay.
Jordan McLaughlin. So we were in Vegas and we are guarding him. I'm guarding him on the wing. He goes backdoor on me. He catches it. Oh. He's 6'1", by the way. Takes 2 steps, cocks it back, and dunks on my teammate. And I said like this. The whole gym erupted. And there's college coaches all watching. And I said, yeah, this ain't me, bro.
Yeah. Nah, that's.
I said, this shit is not for me, bro. He's my height. And he just rises up and just slams it on him. I go,
Oh my.
I said, yo, it's over, bro. You know what?
Yep.
Y'all got this shit.
Yep.
I'm going to figure it
That
out.
day you created a YouTube channel.
That's when I found Call of Duty.
My realization was something in that nature, but for me it was like the work you gotta really put in.
Yeah, because you're already had the height, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
And everybody, like, I can just, and one of my coaches kept it real with me too. He's like, you just don't have like the passion. Like you ain't got it. Like you gotta have that drive to really like go to the next level. And I'm like, I felt like I did, right? But I was just talented. Like I could just not really have to train as hard.
Looking back, did you think you could have worked way harder?
Oh, bro, yes, yeah. Like especially like now that I'm older and I gotta like stay active. I be in the gym and shit. It's like, dude, if I would have just applied a little more discipline here and there, major, you know, like that's what I feel like. But I don't like to like dwell on like what ifs, right? No. So it's like, I think now it's just important to like, all right, okay, sure, you could have done this, but what could you do now? Right?
Yeah, I like that.
So it's like focus on what you want to do now rather than like what you could have done then.
I feel you. Everyone do you feel like you've had that revelation where like there's something you wanted to be and then it got to a point where like maybe this isn't for me, or did you always want to be something and you became that?
Yeah, I mean, an example is I wanted to be a Warzone YouTuber. And then I played and got destroyed. I can never drop 20 kills, 30 kills like he does. And that's when I was like, all right, I got to pivot. It's a small, like,
yeah, no,
step, but it's,
no, 100% though. Yeah, no.
I feel that. I was posting some Call of Duty videos and I had to call, like, the only way I felt good about posting Call of Duty videos is like the series was called Call of Booty.
Okay.
And like I just like was posting clips of me just being ass. Yeah. like that's literally like that's what the series was. And then it just I was like, dude, this is trash. I gotta pivot. And then I found 2K. So
that's fire.
Yeah.
I had a question for you. While you were talking about it, I was thinking about it. Like as a YouTuber, this is a question for both of you. As you grow older, right? Like obviously your interests change.
Yeah.
But YouTube is your main source of income. At what point, or does it ever reach a point where you switch the content, leave YouTube? Did you make enough money during your glory days where you could kind of slow down now?
Bro, I feel like I'm there like now, right? So I'm like, what I posted, and this is what I talk about when I like reinvent myself every like 4 or 5 years. It's just because that's how you burn out in general. I think it's just like a content creator, you have to evolve. Like everything's changing. We see like the Mr. Beasts of the world and everything. It's like if you don't adapt, you're gonna like fall off or whatever. Yeah. But falling off is like another subjective term because it's like, for me, it's like I'm happy falling off because I'm really falling back. Right. Yeah. That's how I kind of look at it in the sense of like, I'm reflecting on what is it that I truly like enjoy creating? Like, why did I start creating? That's where you gotta have to go back to like, why did you start in the first place? And that was just to kind of like, you know, forget about my real world problems, enjoy myself and kind of provide entertainment for others to forget about their real life problems or whatever they got going on and entertain the masses in that way. And just kind of develop ideas from that sense, right? And like right now for me, you know, it's still my main source in a sense, but I think it's just like socials in general. Like it's really like the brand deals, the flow of that, and then just like an Instagram story or Instagram reel. But like for me, it's not necessarily about the money because thankfully like I have things set up like investments that is kind of working for itself, and then just like old videos that still generate revenue, and then just other businesses that I developed before, like before all this, right?
Do you still, how often do you post now that you have a kid and stuff like that? Because that's the one stage I haven't taken yet is doing content and streaming while also having a family.
So that's what I'm curious about. Like, how is that?
Yeah, so like I was saying, like I fell back a little bit. So now it's kind of like, just to be fully transparent, it's like I have a partnership that I got to meet. So I try to post at least 3 times a month just to meet that quota. But I want to post more. It's just tough. Like, and then the moment I feel kind of like my back's against the wall, like I'm forcing videos, I stop completely. Because mentally that's just not healthy. And like I said, nowadays I put me first. So it's like, fuck a check. Like I'd rather just be happy right?
I like that. That's good.
And so for me, like, yeah, I just kind of like go at a pace that I'm comfortable with, but I also don't really like that mentality in a sense, because then it sounds like you're like content.
Coasting.
And like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like, and you want to be a little uncomfortable still, but for me, like what I'm, like I said, it's just like the fatherhood journey. It's like, that's where that good uncomfortable.
That's your joy.
And it's like,
For sure.
what I'm trying to learn new things. Like, okay, what does my daughter like to do? Like what gets her going? Like what puts her to sleep? Cause like, I'm trying to like, you know, so, I try to just post when I can really now.
Do you think there'll ever be a time where your gear kind of switches back, where you kind of turn up?
Yeah, I think once my daughter's a little more like aware, like she's at that stage where it's like I really got to like lock in and focus. Like,
and plus we don't watch her the whole time.
And I think like we haven't like looked into a nanny yet. It's like, you know, my mom helps out. You know, shout out to her. My mom helped move her out closer out here. And so, you know, I've seen her all the time now, which is great. And just building that relationship, and just seeing how, like, just being there for my daughter's, like, growth. And even just, like, spending more time with my wife, too, and just making sure she's good. But, like I said, I think the family content's kind of in the blueprint a little bit, maybe. My wife posts as well. She does social media as well. So, like, she's kind of in that space right now and killing it there. So I kind of just let her do that.
Support
and
her,
I kind of,
yeah.
I kind of, you know, do what I can to, you know, be there, or like she gives me some inspiration on that side too. So like I said, I am kind of coasting in a sense.
Yeah.
Because the reality is I'm still finding myself in this new revamp, right?
I mean, just the overall, the way a content is, it's like music. It's like anything really. Like, it just changes every like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
The way content is, streaming is so different than what it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Content, the way people do YouTube videos, is so different now than it was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like creating; it's also digesting differently too.
100%.
So it's like
I mean,
watching
just
it
in general, and that's for me. I think it's like I've gone through phases where, like I said, we've been doing this for so long. I've been doing it since 2012. I've uploaded 4,000 videos, you know, and obviously you can just tell, like, you do videos differently as like the era goes on. So I think it's just like knowing now for me is knowing when to turn it on and turn it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I mean turn it off, I mean like I'm not sitting up there taking 6 days to do a video. Like I can't put myself through that, like because it's like there's so much to enjoy in life, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel that.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to get too caught up in like go through 6 days of grinding like that and then the video does bad.
Yeah.
But that's when you're young and when you're like 20, you know what I mean? So, and that's like what you have to go through to figure out who you are, your identity. But now that I know my identity, you know what I'm saying? You know your
It's
lane.
not even identity as like you, it's like your identity as you, and then your identity as the content creator too.
Yeah.
So it's like your page, your channel, what your identity there, because like you were saying, where, you know, you put all this effort and time and then it kind of like flops. Mentally, that can fuck with you as a creator.
For sure.
So you have to kind of find that balance of like where it doesn't affect you as much and you can kind of keep going, because, you know, if you keep kind of going through that hurdle over and over, that's how you also burnt out. And I became cautious of that, because it was like, especially when I was making videos that I just didn't really enjoy, it just I know would do well.
Yeah.
Like that's where I was, and I felt like I was for a really long time.
That's tough to do.
And it was like, and then once my daughter came, I was like, dude, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then that's kind of like where we were with like the 2 Hype stuff, you know, just to briefly speak on that. It was like, we had this like cadence, right? This like routine that we were all just so used to. But then it's like, once we all started having kids, it all just shifted, right? And then
you miss 1 week.
But it's like, it was like a good shift. It wasn't like a bad shift.
No.
It's just we had to like be real with ourselves and just like, you know, come together and just be like, all right, what is it that we want to do? Is like, do we want to keep this group channel, like keep making videos the way we have been for so many years? But if we do that, there's a chance that the like, tensions might, you know, start going. And then it's like, then you bring the tension to your household and like that, like, you know, if you're planning on having more kids, it's like doing that, and then like work, and then like pregnant wife, and like there's so many things like that. I feel like as a viewer, you're not really like, and I don't even think you should think about that because it's not your business, right?
Of
course.
But as a human, like we're all human at the end of the day. So it's like, and then we also just wanted to be like boys, bro. Like we watch football the Sundays. We go to Jesse's house, watching football, hang out, go to NBA games off camera because like a lot of our content is going to like the game, like
especially
on
Jesse,
camera.
especially
Jesse is like
50 games in 50 hours.
Yeah,
in
so
the
it's
NBA.
like, so we'll catch a game with that's not like, but it's it's all just relative. Like we try to just make time for just like us, not the camera.
Nah, I agree. I think one thing that I do see that is different that I think a lot of people when they get older, especially with content creators and YouTubers in general, your identity when you're grinding in the early stages of your life is like it's one with you. So like me as Chris and Swagg were all the same person. Like it was all mixed together. But as I got older, like you just learn to kind of separate.
Yeah, you have to.
It sounds corny, but like
it's true though.
You know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
But that's the scary thing because there's that conversation of like, okay, what's real you and then what's real like the Swagg or the Chris, like what do we see, like, and then the viewers are trying to fucking pick it out and like then you're like, I don't know, man, what? And then as a creator you're like, who am I actually, fuck, I don't know. And then so I mean that's something like, to my reference, like that's kind of like what I was dealing with for a little while. I was just like, I felt like I was trying to like please everybody rather than just please myself. So now that I'm just happy with who I am and know who I am, I don't really care for like all the other shit.
I feel that.
How
about you?
I mean, I'm still fairly new to it.
Yeah.
I was like a fan of it for most of it. I'm 26. I'm reaching your guys' age.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're in the early stages of just your overall content machine.
Yeah. I'm in the early stages of finally seeing some sort of vision come to life and like actually making money off of social media. I've always tried, and because there's also that other side, and that's what I wanted to ask you guys too, right? There's the rare anomalies that make the millions off YouTube, but there's also like certain creators that make what a regular 9-to-5 makes, but they just make content. And a lot of people don't talk about that side of it because everyone thinks content creators are instantly millionaires every time. But I'm an example where I grind. I'm not making millions, but I'm making enough to pay my rent and live happy, right? So I'm curious what you guys think. And that's like, let's say I don't make $1 million a year. Let's say I make 100K off of content a year, right?
Which is amazing.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
If I have kids, it might be harder for me to slow down compared to if I have some more saved up. So what do you guys think about that in the sense of, as a content creator, at one point, if you're not making millions, not for me, just in general, like it might be harder for me to slow down.
Yeah.
Like, are you saying it with the family?
Let's say I have a kid, right? Like I want one, not yet, like probably in a couple of years.
Yeah.
But obviously right now I'm in grind mode because I want to have enough to be able to slow down when I do have a kid. But I'm sure there's creators that never really had that crazy moment. They probably had to keep on grinding throughout the whole raising their kid.
Yeah.
So this is a two-parted question. One, for those people who don't make as much, kind of what would they do in that case? Do they like obviously never sacrifice your family? It would be family
of course.
first. But you get what I mean?
But
like,
the lights got to stay on.
Yeah,
exactly.
The lights got to stay on.
I think everyone's reference is a little different, but I would advise, because like this is what I just been my dream. Like is like, okay, when I first started, I started when I was like 19, 20. And I said at 28 is when I'm going to be like settling down like that. By 30, I want to have my first kid.
Yeah,
right?
that's my goal too.
And I told, my wife now, we've been married for going on 4 years, been together for like 8-9 years, right? And, this was what we first talked about. Like, it's like, okay, when do you want to, like, you have to be upfront and just acknowledge and know what you want to do and when you want to do it. So then that way it's easier to then make a game plan of like, okay, if we're planning on having kids at 28, 29, which we did, we got to go on go mode, save up, make sure got our ducks in a row. That way, when we're there, it's a little easier to kind of, take the foot off the gas a little bit. And so for people who haven't had kids and want to, just make sure your plan of like kind of goes around like preparing for that, But if you do already have kids, then it's a little different, which I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
And even me sharing my advice, I wouldn't even say that's the answer, but I just think like you have to really dedicate yourself into making time. I think that's the hardest thing to do is like we like to give ourselves the excuse like, I don't have time. You do. You're not giving yourself the time. You're not forcing yourself to have the time, because when we all come up, it's like when I had a 9-to-5 job, it's like, yeah, I got my 9 to 5, but once that 5 o'clock hits, from 5 to 8 is when I'm making content.
That's because you're back against the wall, and now like it's like
like when you get a kid, your back's gonna be against the wall. So you should have this switch where it's like, okay, listen, I haven't slept, but like, bro, if we want to keep the lights on, and this is what I genuinely like want to do, I got to do it.
Facts.
And it's that simple. It's like, if you truly want to do it, you're gonna do it. So
I love that.
To me, it's like, if you don't do it, you don't really want to do it, and you just see, and you're comparing your life to all these Instagram people and YouTube, and that's the worst way to go about life, is comparing yourself to others, because then you're sucking the joy out of not just your life, but the idea of the life that you want to live. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Yeah, man.
And I was thinking while you guys were talking is because content's fairly new. Like this whole like career is like this hasn't been studied,
I mean,
right?
There's
like,
definitely it was definitely a massive boom after COVID. So like now, like the last 5 years, you're seeing like just like the overall, the hub of it. But before COVID, I mean, it was like you could really count like the number of YouTubers like in each community.
Oh, yeah.
on your
Now it's like,
channel.
dude, I'll meet
Now
a new
it's
person with 10 mil that I haven't even seen on my fucking homepage.
I agree.
Yeah.
I used to know most of the top YouTubers, like even without even COD, just in general.
Yeah.
Now it's
But that's the beauty of it, right? It's like, that's why I encourage everyone to just try it, because like with platforms like TikTok and Snapchat, everything. Instagram
everything.
now, their new algorithm is sharing like smaller. Even YouTube's doing a better job of showcasing new channels.
Yeah.
And if you're very niche, like everyone has a niche. There's a niche for literally everything.
everything. Yeah.
So if you just upload your passion, eventually, like your time is going to come. It's inevitable. I believe in something that you're meant to be and meant to do is going to happen. You just have to keep doing it until it's your time to shine, because it's like, that's why for me, I'm big on manifesting things and energy and speaking it into existence, because it's like, all right, when I got my first 1 million subscribers, like I told the world, like, this is going to happen. Like, I just know it's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's already happened.
Yeah.
Now we're just waiting for when it happens, right? So that journey was tough, but it was so dope when you get there, because it's like,
wow, yeah.
you're looking back because you already knew you were capable of doing it. As long as you just keep telling yourself you're capable of, because you have to believe it. If you don't believe it, forget what everybody else is saying, right? And you yourself will know deep down when you wake up, you look up, your day, how your days, what you're doing in that day to get that job done.
Yep.
It'll all come to fruition, bro. It's just like, that's why for me, it's like I focus on just the positives, right? Because if you kind of dwell on the what ifs of what happened in the past, or thinking about too much all these negative things, then negative things are going to happen to you. Right?
Yeah.
It's just like, that is how I believe. This is just my belief, how the universe works, because I could have every reason as to why I didn't make it to the NBA or didn't do these things, that I found out that that's not even what my dream was. It was to be an entertainer. I thought it was through professional basketball, but in reality, it was my basketball talent that brought me to YouTube. Like, that's why I'm here, sitting here.
Yeah,
with
I mean,
y'all.
the way your basketball, like it definitely helped as far as the
Exactly.
content in general. So
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, I'm
overall
working with the
contributed to it,
NBA. So in a sense, like, I'm living a better life than what was expected.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, of course, yeah, 100 million contract, like that would be great.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just like, be realistic, man. Like, and for me, I think where I'm at in life and who I am and what I'm gonna be is just amazing, right? So I think, and that goes for anybody. I think a lot of times social media is like, I know it's my job, but sometimes I think it's just so toxic if you use it the wrong way, because it can trap you into this stuck mode where it's like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to be this, I want to do that. I look at this guy, this is my favorite YouTuber, I want to be like him. Okay, well, what are you doing? Like, I want, as much as I love the views and you watching me and consuming my content, I would also want you to be outside and go chase your dreams rather than watching me live mine. Right.
That's great.
So,
Do you guys think there's a age limit when it comes to content. And what I mean by that is like obviously we've seen successful older people, but is it like I don't know, I feel like usually the formula right now is like obviously a young creator kind of blows up and goes through it, but at some point they kind of start
Dude, I don't
off.
know, man. I think it just depends on the niche, bro.
Yeah,
because
100%. I mean, there's like older. There's probably massive YouTube channels, and they're all old guys.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
I've been on my DGen mode lately, and there's this gambling guy, this Vegas Matt or some
I've
shit.
seen him.
Yo, he
I've
be
seen
going
him.
crazy on the slots.
I've seen him.
He looks
goes
he looks a
insane.
little old, man, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he
yeah,
is booming
For real?
And over the past like year, right? And it just happened, dude. He's always like on my recommended. I'm probably exposing myself on how much I fucking like watching like little like slot
Yeah.
videos or whatever. But I just like watching him because he's just so like genuine and
Yeah, he's
nice
funny.
and positive. And it's like with gambling, it's such a like negative kind of connotation, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's kind of cool just seeing and feeling good. It's like, and also it kind of makes me not want to like gamble because I can just get my fix here watching
Yeah,
him
for sure.
spend all that money or whatever. But yeah, dude, I think age is like there is no limit, because then if you thinking about that, you're kind of already limiting your mind into thinking like, okay, I have to be here now, right?
For sure, yeah.
When no, dude, like your time can be when you're fucking 50. You just
Yeah.
upload, just do what you want to do what you're passionate, and I think good things will come from it. I mean, Gary Vee preaches about it all the time,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Look
true,
at
it's
him,
true.
bro.
Facts.
If there's any like success story that I would just be inspired from to just post at no matter what age, it's Gary Vee.
Nah,
bro.
when I was younger, that was the one person who I would see who
Same.
would motivate me.
Same,
You know what I
same.
mean? Like,
Yeah, bro.
even when I met him too, it was just like he's the only one who's ever like him and Eric Thomas, but it was more so Gary Vee. Gary Vee genuinely just spoke to me like as far as like
Eric Thomas will get you like to go to the gym. And,
hype. Yeah.
Gary Vee will get you to upload some goddamn
Yeah,
video.
nah, he's good, man. He's a great motivator. But what you were saying as far as like, what was it? You had a 2-part question.
Yeah, the first one was, there's some creators that don't make as much as what the world shows. And then the second question was about the age limit. Is there ever a point where it kind of...
Okay. Yeah, the first part, I think the biggest thing I can say is I just do whatever like gives you joy. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to stop something or like have to slow down. You know what I mean? If it genuinely makes you happy, like you talked about, you have to make time for it, because if you're happy, then all the people around you are happy, your family's happy, you know what I mean?
facts.
So it all starts with you, you know what I mean? And then so I would never tell people like,
And it's okay to fail too, right?
100%.
Like I think failure is better than success in a lot of times, in the sense of like you get to learn from that failure as long as you're learning from it.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Just because like I think that's what's cool about the internet too. There's so many ways to like find your niche and then also make money. Like, dude, there's so many ways to make money now.
It's insane,
like
bro.
I'm still learning. Like that's where I found like TikTok, and like I didn't know you could like make some decent
That's my
bread
main
off
source
TikTok.
of income.
decent
Like,
cheddar, yeah.
Bro, and it's a short form. Like, I mean, YouTube Shorts don't pay like TikTok right now.
I
and
wish
it's
it
just,
would
like,
too. I would upload way more.
and dude, I'm hearing Snapchat now.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
it's
they
new.
cakes, they
bro,
cake, yeah.
I like there's so many new ways. I'm like, dog, how are people like, dog, if I had like, that's the thing. It's like people, I feel like right now, and this is what happens when you kind of try to compare
Yep.
others and other things. It's like, look at what you're exposed to right now, what you have the opportunity. Like there's so many opportunities. When one door closes, another one is gonna open. You just gotta
Yes.
go find that motherfucker.
For sure.
Like that's what I pride myself in. That's how I live my life. That's where I'm at because of it, right? Because like I said, I sound like a broken record, but it's like with these injuries, bro, I had so many chances to just break down and just quit and just stop kind of moving, trying to find that door, because I thought, if I'm not hooping, like, bro, I still, like, I'll go to the store every fucking day and everyone's like, who do you play for? Like, not even like, yo, hey, what's up,
that
bro?
has to be, yeah, but I was
Like,
gonna ask you that.
hey, who do you play for? Hey, what team you Rockets? Lakers? Like, damn.
You get that. You probably get that every day.
No, bro, it's not even, if it's not a, hey, I love the video, whatever, it's who you play for, right? And then if it is a picture of like, from a YouTube like fan or whatever, then they're like, oh, who you play? It's even worse, because then they're like, oh, you gotta be something. Like
You gotta play for
you gotta be
somebody.
somebody.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't hoop? What? And then they're mad at me because I say I don't hoop. Like damn, bro. Like that's it's just so crazy. And that used to bother me. Like that like mentally fucked me up for a while. But it wasn't until I was like, I found myself, like I love myself, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like when comments like that, and like that's what people don't understand, is like they're not really like, those are hurtful like questions in a sense, because you don't know what I've dealt with mentally, the trauma that, and like when I get asked like those kind of things, it's like, it used to like once I was in that depressive mindset, it's like, damn, it just reminded me of all the setbacks and shit. And I was just like, but now I'm just like, I'm grateful for it. Like I turned that negative part of my life into something like positive, because it's like, yeah, it's like, it was bad, it was rough, whatever, but somebody got it worse than me, right? And like, at least I'm able to still dribble, play on my videos, play well too.
Bro, and you're working, but the thing is, you still work with the NBA. Like,
that's the thing too, and it's like,
with the NBA
but the thing is like, I also, what kind of still makes me uncomfortable to this day is like when I do kind of say like, nah, I don't play, and then they kind of like say, oh, why? Like what's going on? Yeah, and I'm like, well, here we go. No, but then it's like, I don't want to even take that time. It's like, I don't owe you an explanation, but also I don't want to be a dickhead. And then it's like, I just kind of say, well, you know, it didn't work out for me, but here I am. I have a great life. That's kind of where I ended at. I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm a father. I'm a husband. Like, I love my life. Yeah. End it there. And then, you know, some people are nice. Some people are, you know, like, what are you doing? You're a waste of sperm. Like, what? It's like, but that's me, bro. Like, I'm okay with that. If that's like, that just tells me who they are, right? Because then it's just like they're deflecting onto me. And I had a crazy story, like, where I was working in my retail job, whatever, shoe store, and this guy comes in, and he was like, just random dude, just a random encounter. He's like, yo, bro, you got to go back. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yo,
go
what?
back. It's like, I saw how you play, bro. You got to get back out there. And I was just like, excuse me, who are you, bro? Yeah. He's like, you know, I played against you in high school. I coached against you in high school. You know, AAU. I followed you, your journey, man, and I love your game. And it's just like, but you just quitting, man. You just can't quit. And I was like, well, I mean, I quit. Like, yeah, I quit, but like, I'm just taking a little break. I'm trying to like, you know, get back on my feet and shit. I just dropped out of college, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is when I was doing YouTube. Yeah. Dang. So,
but it was bringing you joy.
But this was the time where like I didn't tell people I played basketball. Yeah, so this was right around like before I even was doing 2K videos and stuff. I was just doing straight skits, sitting in my chair. No one knew I played basketball for my first like 500,000 subs. Dang. So it was like when I had this moment, it was kind of like, damn, bro, like he just hit me like I'm like at rock bottom, and he just fucking put that on me. And it was so weird. It was kind of like I felt like it was a message from God in a sense of like to make me think about it. Like, do I really want to play basketball? Like, should I go back? Like, and I didn't know if that was a sign for me to like go back. But in reality, one of my coworkers, he was an OG, like old head, whatever, put me aside. It's like, don't listen to him, man. He doesn't know what's good for you. Because at that time, it was like I was dealing with the heart stuff, my concussions. And I lost my scholarship because of my concussions and everything. So the doctor told me like I just shouldn't play like competitively anymore. Yeah. And you know, and he was just he said something that always stick with me. He's like, bro, like, let's say you get hurt again, right? You in the hospital. He ain't gonna be there. He not gonna care. He has a dream. He had a dream of playing professional basketball. Something happened in his life, and he just sees potential talent in you and wants to live through you. Like that's what would bring him joy. He didn't say that word for word, but something in that sense that kind of resonated with me, and I still remember and kind of took with me.
That's
like,
real though. Like, yeah, if you get hurt, he not gonna be there.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's just like what I kind of instill with just content in general too. It's like we all have fans that we love and are dear and make content for and entertain, but we also got to be, you know, think of us too and think of us first, because as much as they say and care, like, for being real, if shit hits the fan for you in your personal life, they really aren't going to be there.
For sure.
As much as some of them might want to be, they can't be. Yeah. So when you are doing the crazy shit, whatever you're doing on that, jeopardizing your life and everything for the content, it's like, come on, bro. Like, it's not worth it. So I think it's just important, again, to just always check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Oh, no. What a speech. Yeah, I agree too also, man. It's also like one of those things where everybody in life, no matter who you meet, whether it's your your family, friends, whatever. Everyone has their own problems that they're dealing with. Everyone has their own battles that they're fighting. So at the end of the day, maybe if you're sitting there feeling like no one,
dude,
I always tell homies, like I said, like bro, like no one's, to be honest, man, no one's really coming to save you. Because everyone's dealing with their own shit.
It's true. Yeah.
And,
everyone's battling for
but
their
on
shit.
that point too, I think something I struggle with early on that, one thing I changed within myself was having empathy towards others too, because
100%, yeah, 100%.
I used to, like, my dad's Nigerian, bro. So like, I was raised on like, straight A's or don't come home, right? Or, if you're not
straight
playing,
A's or are you going to the military?
or like, or if you're not hooping, what are you doing in my house type shit? Like, that's like what I was, and like, there's just no excuse, no room for excuses. I don't care how you feel. Like, that's just like what was instilled in me, right?
Yeah.
So when I was on this YouTube journey, I kind of had that same like go, like, all right, hey, listen, bro, like, I'm here, I want to work, like, I'm here to work, like, you're going through some stuff, like, and that was, I felt like that was kind of like the struggles with like the group dynamic in some sense,
yeah.
but only early on, and I think that's where like the drama for me personally kind of came from, and I realized that later, and like I've talked about it, whatever, but I wasn't really like, I would never put myself in another person's shoes, because I felt like, oh, I'm dealing with this and I can get through this, so you can too. So I don't really need to like, check in, do this and do that extra. Like, just be like a better person,
for sure.
in a simpler way to put it. And I recognize that about myself, and like that's again because I was just so, like, this content can consume you in a almost like a negative way if you let it, because you're moving so fast, you're just on go. And for me, like, that's just not how I want to live, man. Like, and if that means like I upload a little less, make a little less money, so be it. Because now I'm able to really be present, bro. Like, I can just be present with me, my wife, my kids, my friends, like my family. And I think like that's what scares me sometimes about like what I'm seeing on the internet these days. And like, I'm sure some content creators or some people can relate to this. Like, we're going to see a lot of just people mature, like the live stream, like, dude, the live stream clips I be seeing, bro.
Bro,
like,
the one with sending them the other day, I don't know if you saw that one where the
dude, I'm gonna be honest, I try not to like get on, because I just feel for them. Like, I'm like, dude, like, there's always gonna be a point where you like recognize the shit that, like, because I don't even know what's real and what's fake anymore, because like, the clip farming these days is fucking nuts. But I'm just like, I hope they're in good spirits, you know what I mean? Like, I pray for everybody that gets into this content game, because it can get spooky, man. If you let it, and don't really, like I said, just check yourself, and have a good circle around you, because I think too, it's like, you can have like, it's okay to have like egos or whatever, and you're always going to have like, disagreements or whatever. But I think that's good for you, like, to have disagreement. Like, if you just have yes men around you and just doing it, like, that's where shit hits the fan, bro. And then it's like, you might pull, like a little Japan. But even for me, like, it's like the shit I went through, it's like, it's important, and I'm like I said, I'm grateful for my mistakes, because it's allowed me to like learn from them and just be a better person. And like, now I can take that with me into this fatherhood journey, and it's also about being a leader, right? I feel like with the 2 Hype stuff, I try my best to like, lead as best as I can, and just look out for everybody. And to some days I used to feel like I failed in that aspect, just because we started with and end with, right? But that's okay, because that's life, bro. Like, it's just, I think I'm just grateful for that we all met at one point, right? Because there's way more positive things that happen between everybody,
for sure,
than the negative. It's just the world likes to focus on the negative shit, because that's what like stirs.
Of course, yeah.
And it's also like, I think we live in a society where it's like we hold on to nostalgic things, and that joy you had in that moment 5 years ago. It's like like the NBA right now, the media is just constantly, oh, the 90 eras is this, and the 2000 eras is so much. It's like, was it really better? Or you just like, that's why I'm so like, I want everyone to just be present, because we're going to go 10 years from now and be like, dude, 2025, that was pure basketball.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a cycle. So that's another reason why mentally it just kind of doesn't bother me anymore.
No, I love what you're talking about being more present, not only as a content creator, but just as a person. Like I'm actually like doing mental notes while you're talking just to apply it in my own life. I feel like sometimes, like you said earlier, you just start going through the motions that you don't even stop and like realize like, wait, like in the past 5 years, I've gone here, done this, live in LA, like made this, like, you know what I mean? Dude, and then you just kind of like, it's a blur.
It's
and then
a blur,
if you don't stop to really
the only
be
way
thankful,
you can relive it is kind of watching it on the shit you recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think, like I said, it's harder said than done, obviously, like to be present in this social media era.
Because
right?
you're always just chasing after the next. You upload a video, your mind's already going on the next one. So like you don't even get to really.
Oh, dude, that's the worst part.
Enjoy the
worst
1 out
part.
of 10 because you're worried about the next. You know what I mean?
Dude, for example, bro, like I just went to Paris to play in the NBA celebrity game,
awesome.
And it's like it took me so long to like upload the video, but for me, like what I used to do was like
upload it like in 5 minutes.
Bro,
after the game.
like the moment it was over, and like
we gotta get it up.
bro,
we gotta
like
get it up.
for me, like. And this isn't to like take away from anyone else that does that. That's what you should do, right? But for me, like I just take way more time into like, all right, dude, I was in Paris. I got to play in a fucking sold out stadium. I watched Wemby play. He like did a jump ball. Like I'm just like taking it all in. And then now I just have like my team's a lot more smaller too. So I'm editing a lot more things now. I'm like reviewing shit more. So I'm just looking at the clips back. It takes a little longer, and just because I just enjoy it more, man. 100%. And it's like, it's the video, even if it doesn't do well. Like I genuinely, like if a video flops for me now, it doesn't matter because it's the way I constructed it, it's in a way that I love it. Like I just like the video, and if it does well, it does well. If it doesn't, like I don't give a fuck. Right? But that's just kind of like where I'm at. I do think that mental shift will change once I'm kind of on that go mode again. Yeah. But because at the end of the day, this is a business, so you got to treat it like a business too. For sure. I'm grateful to be in this position to where I can kind of like take my time, appreciate the little things, and just take it a day at a time, bro. Because man, life is short, bro. Life 100%. Is short. You know.
I was gonna ask you guys. Do you guys feel like? I've always thought this. So you know how like social media and content creation is fairly new, and like as you were talking about, you're planning your YouTube videos. I feel like content is like the new. I feel like YouTube's like the new Hollywood in a way, or like. And what I was thinking was, at what point will it become like all these movies and all of the like big movies that right now are directed by like older, very like established people from Hollywood? I wonder how content or just movies in general will look like maybe 50 years from now.
Bro, you saw what A24, those guys, those former YouTubers?
Yep.
I don't know if you saw that. What was the movie called?
The hand one, right?
What
was it? Don't Let Go or something? Or,
yes, it's like Don't Let Go and like I don't
something
know,
with the hand. It was a scary movie where
and it was made by like these two YouTubers who used to post YouTube videos all the time. They have like how many, like 4 million subs?
Yeah.
They just decided, let's start making movies, and it was a fucking banger. So yeah, for what you're about to say, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's 100%. Coming where it's just like people might start looking at YouTube to find the next creatives or the next directors.
Of course, because people are making that level of content on YouTube.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean,
I could see like RDC, like they'll probably be one of the YouTubers I watch that will make like a big movie.
Big movie,
one day. Like. Or, there might be a time where it's like, I don't know, maybe like it's just going to live on the like YouTube or the space where, because you already have so many viewers, but I mean, it's such a bigger scale that like it's going to take so much time to like kind of transfer everyone to there. And then maybe it is better traditionally to always keep it on the screen, movie screen. I mean, that's why we see like repetitive, regurgitated series of like movies, because it's like we're gonna see Fast and Furious fucking in space, like because people keep going to watch it. Like it's like, okay, if you guys are tired of it, like stop watching it. Like that's the reason why they keep making it. So I think until people stop watching like the movies, then that's where I feel like YouTubers.
But I don't think that will ever be the case, because movies are just such like a. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like in the last decade, a lot of people took it for granted. But now
It's true. Now it's coming back.
Now it's coming back. Now
Oh, yeah.
people are, and also the arts and like that stuff is it's such a skill.
Oh yeah.
I do think that YouTubers will be associated with films in a sense, but not necessarily like it's just their creation in a sense.
Yeah, because also
like Issa Rae, you know, she was a YouTuber right before.
no way.
Yeah, OG
Dang.
YouTube. Her
Wow.
series started on YouTube. It's always crazy when I see her, like where she's at now. It's like that's how old like I've been on like fucking.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
might be showing my age here, but it's like just seeing that transition, and she absolutely crushed it. I mean, that's the epitome of like that transition, in which I think like over time, and it's always like, I think it comes down to the person too, if that's what their goal is to be.
I mean, Kai at the
like,
Grammys is a great way, like you said, that like you'll see people
Oh, yeah.
associated with.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Like
Yeah.
the
That's
how you
streams,
do
like
it.
I just saw Speed on like the
It-
national,
CBS.
like that.
Dude.
Like we're colliding, bro. It's colliding as
It's
we
colliding.
see. And I
It's
mean,
cool to watch.
Logan Paul's a fucking wrestler, bro. Like that's
Dude.
amazing. Like
It is.
I don't care what anybody says. The Paul brothers are fucking different, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
Like
for real.
like I may not agree with what they say or what they do from time to time, but I tip my hat, bro.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
And what was the question? Like the original question that you started with just now for what was a movie? Oh yeah, the movies.
yeah.
Speaking of movies, bro, I saw you tweet Transformers over Harry Potter.
Easy.
Blasphemy.
Easy.
And I just
Easy.
like, have you watched like Harry Potter?
I
Like,
watched the first two movies, mid.
dude. So like,
Yo.
so
man,
wait, so have you seen every Transformer though?
I have.
He has. Yeah. He's a huge Transformers fan.
And you think like the first like few were good?
Well, you got to finish Harry Potter, bro.
Nah. So if you put the first two Harry Potter movies against the first two Transformers, it's
Okay,
over.
wait.
Cook,
When did
cook.
you watch the first two Harry Potters?
Like a year ago.
That's exactly why. Because it's like, dog, it's like if I try to watch,
Well, yeah, the
Like-
CGI is wonky now.
yeah,
Like,
dude,
it
it's like
doesn't
if I
look-
watch the first Space Jam right now, like, this movie's trash.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, bro, my favorite movie growing up was like Pulp Fiction. I tried to watch that the other like
People try
couple
to get me
years.
to watch it. I can't watch
Dude,
it.
it's so slow. Like, and that YouTube's cooked
Our
our
TikTok
brain.
brain,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, bro, our brain's cooked. That's why like
Yeah.
movies back in the day, the pacing was just so
so
different.
slow.
But yeah, back to the transform, like the blasphemy you tweeted. Like transform, like dude, those are not good. Like I think I love Michael Bay, and like personally, I like the first two Transformers, but I don't know if I like it because like I was a little like younger when it first came
Yeah.
out. And I think the last one I didn't watch the last one because I was so tired of them being ass.
Yeah.
But I saw the reviews and they are pretty good, and I know there's like new directors in like the newest ones.
Yep.
So those
Michael Bay's
ones
a goat, though.
He
might be
is.
good, but the ones I saw and like I forget who was it? Was it
Mark Wahlberg?
Oh man, that was a hard watch.
Yeah, no. I mean,
That was
those.
a hard
Dark
watch.
to the Moon, clip this, and then halfway clip. Transformers 3 is arguably the greatest movie of all time.
That might be the worst one of the trilogy.
No, it's not.
I think that
It's
that-
arguably the greatest movie of all time.
Of all time?
Bro, the way they combined real life shit with
What was the one with John
Transformers-
Cena? There's the one with John Cena, right?
There was one with John.
No, there's not.
No?
No, there's not.
Oh, okay.
You're like,
I don't know. He's always popping in
I feel like
somewhere.
he should be in
no,
one.
Justice League. He's who is he in the?
Oh, are you talking about what's the next Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad.
No, I'm talking about Transformers.
No, but I think he's thinking of that.
Bro, John Cena, first of all, he's in like everything. Like there's like a movie. He's on every platform I stream to.
He is
but
everywhere.
he's also, dude, I what I like to do when I'm bored, me and my wife, we just scroll through and try to find like the worst Rotten Tomato like reviewed.
Really?
Yeah.
And I can't, fuck, I wish I remember the movie, but I found a 0%.
Damn.
And I think Sylvester Stallone is in it.
No
Wow.
way.
Yeah, it kind of hurt my feelings because I was
was it?
watching. I didn't watch it. I mean, I'm just like I just like to look at like who's got the worst.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
can
yeah.
it top a John Cena movie? Yeah, I
Yeah.
found one. But no, I watched the Stallone series on Paramount. It was Tulsa King. It's pretty good. I love TV, dude.
I don't like the whole like. There's just so many different apps and so many.
It is. It's
It's
annoying.
confusing.
It's very confusing. Like, oh, Hulu, Apple TV, Shubidaboo. Like, I don't know. Like that's where I have to go watch this show. And like, people are like, yo, you have to go watch the show. Oh, so I have to buy another subscription to
Yeah,
another.
it's tough.
That
It's
shit-
tough.
Yeah, that's the worst
That's-
part
And
about it.
they keep discreetly sending you an email. Hey, we're just raising the price of like
Facts.
$7.
You just can't be Netflix. I don't know what it is. Like
No,
Netflix just
no.
You just can't
We
be Netflix.
We can't go there. Like we could have a debate right now. If,
Yeah,
like,
we
the
can have a
the
debate.
What's
best
better? What's
platform-
better?
I find myself more like, okay, what are we talking about
I think it means the
quantity versus
structure.
quality?
Both. I
Do you
mean,
just mean the
Netflix.
Because
nostalgic
Netflix, you
factor
can't
of
beat
it?
the quantity, but the quality.
Netflix originals are insane. The movies they do.
Well, because like, all right,
If you
ratio
go pound for pound, they
but
have some of the
ratio.
greatest shows of
Oh
all
yeah,
time.
for sure. Originals. I mean,
Okay.
don't they have? Well,
Stranger Things, bro.
oh, no, for
Go
sure,
ahead.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Netflix has
but-
the best originals. That's a
Yes,
great
yes, yes,
argument.
yes.
I just
I
hate
agree
how
with you.
now like shows are starting to do like part 1, part 2. Like, bro, just drop the whole shit or save it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like Squid Games? What was that? Like, it felt like I watched the
Yeah,
trailer for
cliffhanger.
part 2.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. Why didn't you just post the whole joint?
Like,
Yeah,
what
that
are we
was ass.
waiting
Yeah,
for?
They're
Like, bro,
milking it.
They
no,
are.
they're milking it because they saw Beast Games coming soon, and they're like, all right, we gotta put some out, man. We gotta put some out,
Yeah,
man, because this
low-key,
motherfucker
that's probably
capping on
true,
our,
though.
fucking,
Yeah.
you know. And shout out to Mr. Beast. That was crazy. I didn't finish it. I've been dodging the spoilers. I kind of saw the face of who won, but
Who won, yeah.
But the thing with spoilers for me, I don't really care because I'm gonna forget, bro. Like, so when I'm on social media and like they be spoiling shows and stuff, I dead ass by the time I'm watching it. And honestly, spoilers don't really tell you how shit happened or when it happens. So I'm still always kind of like shocked. But I be liking like House of Dragons. And,
You should have seen Twitter when Game of Thrones when they found out who was the king.
Oh,
Bro, people
man.
was.
Of course,
I remember
people-
that, bro.
I literally had to delete Twitter. I
Oh,
deleted
man.
Twitter when I was like about to watch it.
Man, I hope they redo it, bro. I hope they just
It's GGs. It's
they-
a-
Yeah, it's GG's.
They're
They
just
won't.
like continuing with House of Dragons.
House of Dragon. They're bringing back another
Well, there's rumors
show.
though. There's rumors that it could pop back and rewrite it.
There's what's the other show they're doing? There's like another
Yeah,
Game
it's
of
like-
Thrones spinoff.
It's like on a specific.
Aegon's Conquest. or
Yeah,
some
something like
shit
that,
that.
yeah.
I like where House of Dragons is going though. I think like what people don't understand is like shows like this. It's like the first seasons are gonna be dry. I mean, Game of Thrones was a little dry at the first.
For
and then-
sure, yeah.
Yeah,
It didn't
yeah,
pick
yeah.
up to like season 4 where it was
Yeah.
like cooking.
Yeah, it was godly.
But when you watch it all in one sitting, it's like a masterpiece.
For sure.
It's just something.
Y'all watch anime?
Nah.
I've never watched anime besides Pokemon, but one of my goals this year is to start one anime.
Hey, listen, I don't watch anime either. But if you want to just get a quick fix, Solo Leveling, bro.
No, people are saying that's just
a lot of
gas.
people have been
It's
saying that.
so like I'm not again. This might be my dad emotional. It made me like the last episode made me cry, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
And it's animated.
It's animated, bro. And it was so. I don't know if it was the fucking sound. Like, dude, there's just certain things like, and especially I think also when being a creator, I understand like angles and camera
course,
editing.
yeah,
and
what
shit.
takes
yeah.
what it
So
takes
when
to make it.
when I see like good scoring, like audio, like to match the feel of the scene and shit, like
That matters a lot.
dude, and like they crush it, man. It's incredible. Like I'm not a like an anime junkie or whatever, but I think my cameraman Brian put me on, and because I just been fiending for shows to watch. Like the thing I hate about anime is like there's so many episodes to watch, so it's like I need something that's good, short episodes, and I can binge it all in like one sitting. And it's like 15-minute episodes. It's really 20, but you got to cut out the intro and the fucking hype up. So it's really only 15, which watching it week to week is literally the worst. Now I wait at least like 2 weeks so I can watch like 2 episodes.
30 minutes.
Yeah, man. Because
You
like
finish
that's
a
what
bowl
I'm
of
used to
cereal,
with
it's
my
over.
weekly show. Bro, if you're dropping a weekly series, make that, if it's not at least 35,
Yeah.
yo, just
drop it
wait.
all in one sitting,
Yo,
yeah.
just wait and put it together, man.
I get it.
For
So,
yesterday I watched was it Severance? I watched
Oh
the
my god,
first episode.
everyone's been talking about it.
I
How
watched
was
the
it?
first episode. I'm hooked.
Really?
Yo, no,
Is
I'm
that
not gonna say
good?
anything, but
Bro, the new I'm caught up. I'm about to watch the latest one that just dropped Friday.
I saw episode 1
How
and I
many
was like,
episodes?
whoa.
How many
There's 2 seasons.
I'm
out.
surprised you liked episode 1 and you're hooked already.
I'm a cinematography fan.
Yeah.
And the
Oh, it's
cinematography of that show,
incredible,
What's it
I can only
about?
assume it's gonna get better. That's literally a meme, by the way. When someone asks a Severance fan what it's about, you can't.
I can't explain it.
Even
I,
he's caught up. I
yeah.
saw 1 episode.
Yo, yeah.
What was the one episode about?
It's so okay. Basically, I could explain it. Basically, there's this like procedure that they do in their brain that splits like work life from personal life. So like right now, your personal life.
Yep.
Well, you're kind of working, but
Yeah.
let's say your personal life, you have memories of it, and you're a person in your body. And as soon as you go to work, a new like your other side of the brain wakes up.
Yep.
And the human that's from home doesn't exist
Call it
in your
any,
brain.
bro.
She knows more about it. I saw one episode.
Yeah.
But so basically, like he walks into work, and he's a whole new person. He has the same name.
Yep.
But he doesn't know who the guy that lives out.
He doesn't know until he leaves work.
Well, when he leaves work,
No,
that
he doesn't
work
even
guy
know.
goes asleep in his
just-
brain, and it's a new guy.
He knows the concept
Holy
of what's
shit.
happening, but he doesn't know.
Oh, but he
What's-
knows he has two sides, but he just
Yeah.
the two sides aren't aware of each other.
Like they know they exist, but the procedure creates it so they can't mix. I'm sure there's a way
I'm
they
trying
will.
so hard to
I
fight
know.
back and not say too much,
I know.
but like.
I'm telling you an
Because
episode
like
one.
it's
worth
a
it.
like bro, I think I tweeted about this. I was like, yo, I just watched the last episode and like my brain hurts, dude. Because
Yeah, I've heard
there's
it's
so
insane.
much. There's so much back and forth. Like, dog, it's one of those shows like you put your phone in a different room. Bro. Like,
Yeah, I was
it's
hooked.
like,
I didn't even check my
you
phone.
gotta
It was
like
crazy.
just lock in because one like look down, like you can't even eat.
Like,
while
how
you're
did we
watching
get
this shit.
here?
Everyone's
But it's on Apple
gassing.
TV.
See,
Yeah,
I know.
TV.
So I gotta
know.
buy a subscription.
Hey, Apple TV got gas shows. It takes forever for them to put some heat out, but like
It was my
it's
first
worth
time
it.
getting Apple TV. I was like, this feels weird, but
Damn.
No, they have dude, there's so many shows that like I think I could sit here forever and talk about what's good and bad because I just
are
it's
you a
what me-
movie guy as well or just shows?
I'm more of shows now. It's just like there hasn't been a lot of good films for me.
Yeah, I
like,
saw that Mickey 17 one. I was fried, so I was a little confused what was happening.
Yeah, it was a disappointment.
The
but it
acting
wasn't
was kinda
bad.
crazy. The
I
acting
mean,
was
it
kinda
was like the best way I could explain it. It was a bad movie made by an Oscar-winning director, so it was still
know what
good.
I think
but
it
it's
is?
not to the point of
Yeah.
like
for
Parasite.
me watching movies, I think being a creator kind of like made it harder to watch because like my attention span, like I need to kind of digest it and then take some time and then we'll go to the next episode. It's like a movie, like for example, Endgame, I fell asleep.
Whoa!
I know,
Whoa.
like that's a
Okay,
crazy.
that's like
No, but hear me out. Hear me out.
I've never been more locked in my life.
yeah. Come
No,
on.
but hear me out. Because like when I go to a movie, bro, I'm just so comfy and like I just dozed. Like it's
I think it's
inevitable
the
for me.
opposite for me.
And
And
Endgame
it's
is
cold. It'd be
crazy, though.
cold in the movie theaters, and like when it's
You get a little
cold, I'm
cozy.
good. Like it's a good movie. Like, and I go to like I watch TV and shows when I'm going to bed. So like I'm just in that comfort
Comfy,
stuff.
yeah.
I got you.
And it because it's what 3.5 hours. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I couldn't make it to hour 3. Like it's that.
But are
peak,
you like
too.
a Marvel fan?
I'm a mid. Like
Okay.
I
Yeah, so that's
appreciate
why,
it. I
yeah.
appreciate it. Like I'm not super head over heels. Like I couldn't tell you what's this fucking arcs of who and what.
Okay.
But my favorite is Iron Man. Outside of that series, like I don't really. And Spider-Man. I'm a big,
Yeah,
like into
I feel
that.
you. I feel like it's different for me because I feel like because I'm a content creator, I appreciate the art of some of what the actors do, like what it really takes, like skill wise,
Mm-hmm.
being able to be on set with a bunch of people watching you, and you have to put on a performance, and you can't fuck up, or else they do another. You have to do another take.
But
That's
like
insane.
that I agree. That's how I feel too. I think it just has to be like almost like an original, like almost an original concept in a way, like superhero movies. Like
Not a Jason Statham.
yeah, it's like it's
Working
like
man,
Beekeeper.
bro.
beekeeper.
Dude, I don't.
He's just
not
he's,
too
He's
original.
milking it.
Yeah,
smart. He's
yeah,
smart. He's
not.
more
But like
for sure.
the thing for me with Marvel movies is like the script sometimes just don't be scripting for me because it's like they got the Hulk being a bitch sometimes.
yeah.
And then it got Thor being like
Yeah,
corny
yeah,
and
yeah.
Deadpool
That
just
is fat,
talking
yeah.
too fucking much. And I love Ryan Reynolds, but it's just like it gets to a point, bro.
I told,
Like,
bro, when I watched it, I was like, bro, these jokes are so redundant.
yeah, it's like
Come
dog,
on, man.
I know
Just
that's your
lock in
character.
for a second, be serious.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. Like for
Fight,
real.
fight.
And fucking cut some shit up and shut up.
Yeah.
Like, please.
Or just get mad. Like,
Like,
he just makes
yeah,
a joke
bro.
like, yo, put in my
Yo,
like,
even
chill.
Wolverine, I'm like,
It's
yo,
fine.
this fucking bro man shit, like, yo, yeah, I don't know, man. But I did like that movie. I still liked it. It's just like, again, it's a bit long. Like,
Yeah.
I need like TV. Give me hooked for like 30 minutes. I'm good.
Have you heard of The Brutalist?
No.
I know you guys haven't heard of it. You would, bro.
Brutal.
So it just won a bunch of Oscars.
Wait. Is that a show?
It's a movie.
Movie? Apple?
Just I'll explain why you haven't seen it. It's 4 hours long. There's a 15-minute break in between, like at the movie theaters. A legit screen pops up and says, "Go to the restroom," and everyone gets up, goes to the restroom,
That's kind of
and comes back. It was pretty cool. It was
That's an
very
experience.
Who was
Yeah.
the lead actor for it?
Adrian Brody. He won Actor of
Okay.
the Year. but it was so boring.
It was
I was like, it wasn't bad. It was beautiful, but it was like, oh my god, it doesn't have to be 4 hours.
I
long.
want to ask you guys: have you seen what's the Christopher Nolan movie, Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer.
I've seen it.
You seen it? Did you guys like it?
Thought it was mid.
I was so sleepy
It
during
scared
the whole
me.
movie.
I legit didn't watch it because, like, just looking at the trailer and the fucking cover, I thought it was gonna bore me to death.
Yeah,
But
it was boring.
it's one
it
of
was
those
like a
deep to
cinematography.
like movies where it's like, okay, I appreciate the art, but like I'm not here for it. Like I go to the movie theater to kind of be a little entertained. You know, like
Yeah,
I don't come here that often to be fucking. You
The
know,
audio they did was ass. They did.
I mean, we got a horrible experience.
we had a horrible
Yeah.
experience. I was in the back row and like so far away.
where do you guys prefer to watch like movies, like at a theater?
Well, he doesn't like leaking his spot because he doesn't want people to know about it. But it's
What the fuck does that? What
I
do
know.
You mean? You can buy your ticket,
he
bro.
gatekeeps
Like,
his
no,
spot.
but I'm just saying, like
It's like a
only-
legit
there's
spot,
only
though.
like
One, I think.
yeah, like in LA.
what do you?
that I go
Where
to.
gatekeeps?
He
movie
gatekeeps his
seats?
spot.
For sure.
Oh wait, you mean seats? I thought you meant
seats?
theater.
Oh, like a specific theater? Oh, seats?
No, like a seat, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant a theater.
Yo, I was like, yo,
middle
that's
left.
crazy, bro. No, EF, y'all can't have that. You can't have F1, bro. That's me. That's me, bro. Yo, I was like, okay, this like that's.
I thought you meant
different.
movie theater. He
Oh,
gatekeeps
okay, no,
his
that's-
movie
yeah,
theater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
gatekeep
That's
my
fine.
movie
Yeah,
But this is also a rough question for him because that movie theater is very comfy and you get
Yeah.
food. So technically, but you can still have a
oh,
preference.
I can narrow it down.
Yeah.
What do you like? Like middle, or you don't care?
I don't care. I be fried most of the time I go. That's
He
my
just
thing.
goes to eat.
I literally just go to eat. And
Can
chill.
y'all sit in the front? Like, if you see a
Fucking
movie,
hell.
like if
I've
if
done
When
it
you
it's-
say
before.
front, you mean like
I'm talking like
Like this?
bottom bowl, like like not necessarily the front row, but like that whole section.
I recently
that's
saw a
on
movie in the
floor.
last row of that one, and it wasn't that bad.
Dude.
But
if
it was a little distorted. Like
whenever
the face was a
movies
little.
drop,
Yeah.
like that new Marvel movie that everyone's like, bro, if I can't get in that middle bowl, or at least like I can't, I gotta wait another week or something.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah. The
for
seats are so important
Yeah.
for the experience.
Yeah, dude. It's like I prefer like I kind of like the middle, so I can get the surround like all around, like the perfect surround.
100%.
sound.
What would you say is the last great? I was talking to this with somebody. What's the last great movie you saw in the movie theaters? Me too. That was my
said
answer too.
Dude, too.
Dune.
Oh, Dune. Oh, actually, that'd probably be mine too.
Dune too.
Damn, yeah.
Like where it was like
Yeah,
you
you're like,
left the
whoa.
theater like, damn.
Yeah, no, that was
That
tough.
shit was
That's the
like
last
it
one.
felt like you were in that world. Like
Yeah, nah. And that's what I mean. Like going to the IMAX, you gotta make sure that bitch IMAX, everything like just peak.
Yeah, that was the last time I said,
Can you believe that movie didn't win Best Picture?
that's insane. How did it not?
Don't get me
I don't
started.
watch enough movies to know the comp.
Don't
so
get me
I
started,
just,
brother.
I'm not even gonna.
Don't
They
get me
choose the
started.
dorkiest movies.
If I
bro.
tell you, have you guys heard of Amelia Perez?
Yes.
Sounds
Oh, I saw the meme on it. Yeah.
Okay, bro. So it's a Netflix movie. You watch it at home.
Yeah.
I would recommend not to watch it. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's a musical, but it's a crime drama.
Musical crime drama is crazy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna give a quick kind of what it's about. It's about a cartel mob boss that kills a bunch of people, decides to change his ways. He transitions to a woman.
Oh,
I won't spoil it, but he transitions to a woman, and then
a mob boss.
yeah, he's like a cartel
Wow.
cartel boss.
That's a plot.
So
That's
the
a
part
plot.
the random part is that throughout the movie, like that's a pretty cool plot, right? But then they just start singing. So it's
And
like
that shit.
I will say I
No,
hate musicals.
no,
bro.
so it's one of the worst movies
Shout
ever.
out to High School. Musical.
Okay, in my opinion, it got nominated for 13 Academy Awards. It's like it like
Man,
broke
respect the
records,
musicals, man.
bro. They're gaslighting us to think it's good. It's not good.
That shit is dirt.
It's horrible.
I mean, it's got an interesting plot, I will say.
But if you watch it, you'll be like, "What am I watching?" I can show you one scene where you'll be like, "You know what?
Listen,
I'm gonna play it while you keep talking, and I'll play it."
listen. I like. I feel like COVID made me appreciate like movie theaters way more.
For sure.
Like not
It
being
did.
able to
No
go,
facts.
bro. I was like, damn. And then now that I have a kid, it's like I really like that's like me and my wife's date night. Like,
Yeah.
that's the go-to.
movie. Yeah.
It's the best.
Have you taken your kids? to
Yeah,
a
we
movie?
went to Moana too, which was nice. She actually.
Oh, that's a
sat
great
through it.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact
yeah.
about the movie: it was supposed to be a Disney Plus show, and then one guy in the room said, "Why don't we just try to release it?" And it made like $2 billion.
Why would it not be a movie though?
it was originally written as a show, and they were just gonna scrap it as like a Moana, like just a sideshow. They were never thinking of dropping a Moana movie again. And one guy said, "Let's do it, just to see what happens." It made like $2 billion, and they just fired most of the Disney Plus animators because they're gonna focus on movies again.
Damn.
Fun
As they
fact.
should.
All right, look, this is a scene of Amelia Perez. Okay.
Nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operations.
Oh man.
Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
No, you're trolling. Nah,
That's a scene from the movie.
oh, that's crazy.
Arguably one of the worst movie scenes I've ever seen in my
That
entire
might have been. I don't even think that's a real scene. Dude.
I thought the same thing. That's a
like-
real scene. 13 Academy Awards, bro.
Hey man, like that's impressive if you think about it. Like,
That's truly.
if that's not like doesn't inspire you as a director or a filmmaker,
real,
like
bro.
I don't know what will.
Crazy.
You know?
That's insane.
But yeah, bro, I love this pod. I think it's time to we should wrap up. Dude, thank you for hopping on,
Yeah,
for
man,
sharing your
this was
story,
great.
all the advice
Appreciate
you gave.
y'all having me,
We're
man.
super grateful, bro. I guess right before we end, what are some like quick, just future plans you have?
Future plans. I made a Snapchat.
Okay.
Fire.
Well, actually, I've been had it. Now I'm gonna be.
You're
active
focusing on it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that out. Then YouTube. I think I want to start playing 1v1s again, bro. Like I've been hooping a little bit, you know,
Fire.
with me and Chris. You know,
Let me
going-
know, bro. I'm
going
down.
to
I'm
hoop,
Yeah,
down to
you've been
jump in
hooping
it.
recently,
I'm
too.
down to
you
jump in
know,
it.
so I'm back on the court. So expect a lot more of those, and then just homebody, man. I got my boy on the way, so
Let's go.
come May, bro, you will not probably hear or see from
Yeah.
me. Like from like May to like August, I'll probably be off the grid a little bit, but then you know once he can start crawling around, I'll be back in.
Is it Project Wemby 2.0?
You know, we'll see.
Okay.
Exciting, bro.
Lovely, man.
We have a tradition in the pod. At the end of every pod, we do a quick prayer. Is that fine with you?
Oh yeah, of course.
All right. Father God, I just want to thank you so much for this pod. Thank you, God, for allowing us to just conversate and learn from each other. I pray for the life of Chris. I pray for his family, for his children. I pray for his son on the way, God. Bless them and protect them, God. May it be a successful and just a healthy birth. We thank you, God, for everybody watching. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, man.
Of course, brother.
Appreciate it. Let's go.
Bro.